Hi, I'm Sarah Harley from Margaret Duffus Leasing, and today I'm speaking with Mary Smith from Relocation Scotland, Ben Carter and David McWilliam from Icon Relocation. Mary Smith set up Relocation Scotland over 25 years ago, and with her team has overseen many families relocate to and from the North East. Relocation Scotland specialise in a bespoke service for their clients and are the only agents in Scotland to be a member of the International Relocation Associates and the only agents to have been awarded the European Relocation Association's Quality Seal Certificate. I think it's fair to say that most landlords who lease to the corporate market in Aberdeen know the name. So, nice to see you, Mary. David and Ben are up in Aberdeen as well. They're all in the same office, although it may not look like it. They are Icon Relocation, based in London and Singapore at the moment, and they've now gone into a strategic alliance with Mary and Relocation Scotland. So Ben, what brings you to Aberdeen? I see that you do have several UK-wide contracts at the moment with the likes of Tesco and Volvo trucks. So yeah, what do you see for Aberdeen?
Well, one, Mary and the team do a fantastic job in Aberdeen, and we're very lucky to be part of them part of us. We also have a mutual famous oil company, which we do down in London in the southeast predominantly, and Mary does serve them really well up here. Mary actually had we've both won the Global Supplier Award for that company over the last sort of 5 to 8 years, which puts us in good stead. And obviously from our point of view, you know, we need to be seen to be doing the whole of the UK for our corporate clients, because, you know, Scotland's an important market, and I'm sure David and Matt will give you a bit of insight to what we do, but we do for ourselves Tesco's Bank down in Edinburgh. We've done some universities as well. So the alliance is really sensible, and at the end of the day, we're both quality providers, even though they're different markets, but we have the same philosophy in terms of how we go about business, and it's all about people, and Mary and her team, you know, do that in an abundance. And you know, they took us on a look-see of Aberdeen yesterday, and we saw the beautiful place in Aberdeen and the views, and you can see from the investment that's going on in the corporate companies and the new offices, etc., new areas that are developing, that you know it's here to stay. And with decommissioning, we can see the future, as well as the other markets that are out in Scotland as well. But you know, Aberdeen's highly important to the UK as a whole. So yeah, if I let David just talk about the clients in Scotland and how we see the future in terms of Aberdeen, etc., that'd be good.
I think Scotland, if I can focus on Scotland as a whole, and not particularly Aberdeen, because obviously our interest, although it's principally in Aberdeen, we're also interested in the marketplace as a whole in Scotland. And it's always been a very, very important market. But I think one thing which is quite important is I think it's crucial to maybe have a foothold in Scotland, because I think a lot of people feel more comfortable with dealing with people who are based in Scotland. You need to know the lay of the land. You know, it's not like, say, London, where all the business is focused in one place. It's kind of all over the place. We know that there's a lot of activity in Glasgow. There's a lot of activity in Edinburgh and Aberdeen. And of course, there's also loads of places, especially in the brewing industry, across all of Scotland. So I think it's important to have a base, because we need to go out and we need to attract the companies to Scotland. And I think we do this in a variety of ways. We have those customers who we sell to directly, who predominantly, believe it or not, sometimes are not necessarily controlled in Scotland, because obviously if you take the oil business, for instance, a lot of the business is controlled overseas, particularly in the States and the Far East. So we feel that by joining up with Relocation Scotland, they have the expertise here, whereas we perhaps have a bit of a global expertise. So we can reach out to those people, and as far as we're concerned, then we can develop our business, and we can make people aware that, you know, we don't just necessarily do home searches, but we do a whole range of other services that are relocation related, such as international moving, shipping, storage, and things like that. So we think that Relocation Scotland is there to attract the customers, and then obviously Icon Relocation's expertise globally will help us kind of develop that, because we can go and see these people and see where it leads us to. So it's a great opportunity, especially now with Scotland and what's going on. There's the Brexit thing, what's going to happen. So I think it's an ideal opportunity to have a strategic alliance in this part of the world.
Yes, no, it definitely feels like a time of change, and especially after the last year, I think everyone's champing at the bit to get going again and to sort of capitalise on any sort of technological and sort of advancements in thought that we've had over the last year. So yeah,
I think it's. I mean, there's a lot going on. Of course, we have the pandemic, which we cannot avoid. That's affected the entire world, and I'm sure, touch wood, that we will hopefully get to the stage where we'll manage that. I think from a business perspective, what might have an acuter impact, because it will become law, of course, is obviously Brexit, which has, we can't ignore it. It's been on the burner. There's certain things like Brexit, for instance, in the FS industry, financial services, no real agreements have been set as far as we're aware. We're aware of companies coming to London or coming to the UK. I suspect they may have to do that for Scotland as well. Who knows? So that's why it's an opportunity. Of course, there are some downsides to Brexit naturally, but as far as we're concerned, we view it as an opportunity. And we do think that people will always want to come to Scotland because business is business. And the oil industry has a refocus. I think they're waiting for some commitments from the UK government because obviously these types of investments in renewable energies take time. People need to know that they're going to be safe and secure, not just for 5 years, but for 20 and 30 years. And I think that will happen. And I do think people will come back, not just to Aberdeen, but to all of Scotland. And I think that's why, as I said, that's why this is a great opportunity for us both.
Yeah, for me, I definitely feel that the argument for renewables and the discussion about renewables has really moved forward. I think everything seems to have moved forward. I feel a wee bit more in this because of the pandemic, in a sense, that it's made us certainly review things and where we see our future.
Yeah, I think it's brought things forward a lot earlier than people were actually expecting.
That's really pushed the conversation on, which
I also think it draws down the barriers as to where you are in the world and how you can attract business. And with Mary's team expertise on the ground in Aberdeen, ideally, everybody comes to Mary because they've known the quality of what they do. So it should be quite an easy job to attract business once we get the right people. And at the moment, getting to the right people is the hardest thing because everybody's using technology. You can't develop a relationship quite like we used to, but even then that's changing as well. So yeah, we've got some work to do.
Yes. So Mary, from my point of view, speaking as an agent for landlords and your specialty in the industry, what should landlords or what do you look for in a good agent and good landlords? What should they be aware of when you're looking to house somebody from?
Well, I think from our point of view, finding a good agent is all about trust, relationship. It's knowing that the agent not only looks after his or her landlord, but will also look after the tenant. Because as an agent, you've got two roles in a way. You've got
very much so, yes,
two clients, really. And we always make sure that our clients, our tenants, know that they can come to us if they've got any problems, even whether it's the first week, the first year, 3 years down the road.
Yes. So,
if they find it frustrating, they're not getting anywhere, then they usually come to us and then we jump on the agent. And you're very good with our clients. You do educate them and you do jump when we say jump, which is good. Some agents don't do that, and a lot of agents don't treat the tenants very nicely. So, that's what I look for in a good agent, and who can be relied on to maintain the property correctly. And that's important because this is somebody's home for 2, 3, 4 years. It's not just a long weekend in Aberdeen.
Yes, no, and again, a happy tenant is going to look after a house, and you want them to treat it like their home and care for it like their home, and good communication, so that, yeah, you need to be aware of repairs and maintenance, and in order to make sure the property is maintained at its best.
And also, I think the other thing is, I think a lot of agents realise that we bring good quality tenants, generally speaking.
Yeah.
But also, we need to make sure that the agents that we use have good quality properties, and they they can educate their landlord and say, look, your property's looking tired, or I think you really need to redecorate, or how about you thought about changing the carpets, for example. So, it's good that you can put that sort of thing towards your landlords, because you've got that relationship as well with them.
Yes, yeah, well, that's it. You were saying people before they even consider going on to the market for lease a lot of the time.
Yeah. So that, there are agents in Aberdeen that we don't use, and they're select for various reasons, usually security, safety. But I think it's for us, it's educating the agents sometimes and saying, don't think they're just making up stories. They seriously have a problem in the property, so can you please deal with it?
Yes, yes. Yes, sometimes that can be the issue. It is. It's again, it's that trust and that communication.
Yeah, absolutely.
That everybody's on the same page and understanding exactly what the issue is. Okay.
As far as the market's concerned at the moment, I'm not sure where we're heading, because there's not a lot of property on the market.
No, I know. We've seen again this bit of time of change. There are a lot of landlords thinking, they've been with us over the 25 years for a lot of it, and it's time to get out for some of the older landlords. But I have met new investors in the Aberdeen market as well that are speculating at the moment. It is a time of change. There will be a new crop. And
I mean, I've noticed we've got lots of 1 and 2 bed flats seem to be everywhere on the market.
Yeah.
But
family homes
are very difficult to find, and especially if somebody's wanting a modern house near the international school, for example. There's just nothing around.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ever look at build to rent as well?
No, not really.
Is there a reason for that, or?
I don't really think there's that much of that in Aberdeen, really.
Yeah, no, it's probably just flat at the moment,
I think so. And most people don't want to, because of COVID and because of the experiences of, say, living in a flat with no garden, no outdoor space, etc. A lot of people have said, I'm not doing this anymore, and are now looking for, little semi-detached houses, cottages, or smaller homes.
Yes.
They can afford, and they can get outside in the garden, especially if they've got children.
Yes, yes. Yeah. No,
although at the moment, with all this horrible weather we're having in May,
it's been disgusting. Who do you complain to?
Yeah, exactly. The only thing you can do in the garden is sit under an umbrella.
Yeah, normally, guys, Aberdeen is as dry as Miami, apparently. It's not like this normally. Not as warm.
I think the accommodation problem that you're discussing isn't just Aberdeen. It's the same in London, it's the same everywhere. So there's huge pressure on people wanting to move out. And now what we're seeing is people moving back to the city because their companies are saying you've got to go to the office for 2-3 days a week. So we are in a very big, strange place at the moment.
Yeah, interesting times. Well, that's been a really interesting chat. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for yours.
We'll wrap it up there. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you again in Aberdeen very soon, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Have a good day. Bye-bye. Thank you.